Zadonde, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are, of course, talking about My Hero Academia Vigilantes Volume 8. Once again, the first chapter, the first volume of a manga that I have actually already read everything for at least for Vigilantes. Like My Hero Academia before it, this volume is something that I've read everything in it beforehand. And as such, I did actually know what was going to be happening throughout this chapter. And looking back at it, a lot of what happened in this chapter was really important, and just seeing all of the little details that I didn't necessarily catch before are honestly a bit, some are creepy, some are, oh yeah, this is probably not gonna pass a lot of censors. Just saying, this is definitely raunchier than normal My Hero Academia. So, as such, I better talk about it. Oh boy. So, first off, this volume continues right off where volume number 7 ended. Continuing the Sky Egg arc, completing it, and then having the battle between Knuckle Duster and number 6. These little parts were pretty self-explanatory, and it was nice to also get to see a little bit more detail about Makoto and Tsukuji. Basically, they give a little bit more information about when designing the versions of them for the flashback, which I actually forgot that it was in there at first, and then when I went back, then I had to go back and read it again just to remember. Oh yeah, it was there. So it was actually really nice to still get to see a little bit of that, as well as some other things that we would see later. Pretty much everything continuing on is pretty self-explanatory. Little bits of information about All Might being in the show or being in the manga, and how they were a bit uncertain about actually having him in there a few times, but apparently they realized, I want to draw him more, so they decided to go with it and bring this the muscle version of All Might into the actual manga a second time, and that was actually the reason for the second burst of the bomber bats. It was also kind of interesting because I don't think I noticed this in the previous version, but basically, number 6 destroys a bird. Like, you can only see the wings after his step, and that's disturbing. And again, it's one of the reasons, not necessarily the only reason, but one of the reasons why I still feel that for this, it's gonna be rated higher and less appropriate than a normal My Hero Academia. Obviously, My Hero Academia has been getting darker as things continue, but some of the stuff in this, it's just like, yikes. The battle between number 6 and Knuckle Duster is still self-explanatory, not too much to deal with. Getting to hear the fact that he's actually listening to something in super fast speed, and why the heck Knuckle Duster knows his weaknesses, that's a bit odd. They do explain it throughout this, and I actually do know the whole situation there, but it's still an interesting idea to know that Knuckle Duster, at the time, we didn't know how the frail Knuckle Duster was able to do that stuff, and it's honestly nice to see it again in a little bit more context. Again, there was another little bit of commentary about the battle and stuff, which was really nice. And more, just quick. I'm just going to go through it really quickly because this part was pretty self-explanatory. Getting to see Captain Celebrity and his leaving was honestly really cool, to reread that. But another thing that it also brings up is an idea that I had back when I first made my review on all of the chapters after I had read through a whole bunch of them. And that is the fact that I still think that Koichi is going to be going to America. I've been saying it for a while, but looking back at this, it made me rethink that before long, Koichi is going to have to go over to America. He's currently a wanted criminal, and seeing all of these people basically telling him and warning him, hey, you gotta be more careful, it's making me realize that once all of the chaos with number 6 is done, Koichi and Pop just need to leave. And luckily they have their friends over in America, specifically Makoto and Captain Celebrity, so they may be able to just go there without necessarily causing any difficulties to commence. Also, I think I mentioned this, but I just have to mention it again. Frickin' Captain Celebrity's tower is still the frickin' is the frickin' Stark Tower or the Avengers Tower, and that's honestly really cool. Just getting to see that again, that's awesome. And pretty much that's it. Then we get one last commentary about what is coming up next. That, of course, being the young Aizawa arc, which, when I was getting to this in my second reading of this, I honestly wanted to just stop for a brief bit, because I know what's going to be happening. And this is the important thing that I was mentioning in my normal My Hero Academia review of the most recent chapter, or most recent volume. And that is the fact that you really do need to wait on reading volume 26. Or whatever the next volume of My Hero Academia is. I'm not remembering if it's 26 or 27, but I'm pretty sure it's 26. You need to wait on that one before and read volume 9 of Vigilantes before reading the next volume of normal My Hero Academia. Now, I will say this, it's not necessarily required that you read them like that, because in the same aspect, what it might do if you read it in its current state, luckily chapter 8 starts that arc. And that means that when the reveal comes in the next volume of My Hero Academia, it's going to hit you really hard, because you don't know about who exactly was injured during the Vigilantes stuff. But it hurts. It hurts to reread the information about Shirokuma. I believe that's his name. I want to make sure that I'm saying his name right. Yeah, Shirokuma. Rereading his information is honestly really sad. Seeing all that happens in this arc is so important and so heartwarming. Getting to see Aizawa's life before he was a hero and how he had some honestly great friends, and how much it actually reminds me of high school, actually. I could totally see some people from my high school being almost identical to Shirokuma. And just seeing the friendship between Shirokuma, Aizawa, and Present Mike, it's honestly heartwarming to see these characters, but it's also heartbreaking to also see this, knowing what's coming next. I think that for people who haven't read the manga all the way through, this volume absolutely would have been a fantastic volume to read. And seeing all of that, it makes you nervous because, well, you know stuff is going to be going down. But at the same time, you also know that something really bad is about to go down. Now, if you're someone who read the My Hero Academia stuff before, I don't necessarily want to spoil the reveal, but Shirakumo is so important to the story of both Vigilantes, well, not necessarily Vigilantes, but for My Hero Academia, and the heart wrench that so many fans are going to be going through when they read volume 8 and 9. And then when normal My Hero Academia comes out, they're going to be picking up that volume and reading it. And then I don't think that very many fans' eyes are going to be dry if they read both of these. Because this right here is one of the saddest moments in all of My Hero Academia history. Seeing Eri be sad and all of that stuff, it's heart-wrenching for sure. But a friend, one of your closest friends, being murdered in front of you, thinking that they're alive because you think you can hear their voice telling you to keep going. And then years later, when you've become a teacher, you find out that your friend was resurrected by your worst enemy to become an enemy that would absolutely destroy you. Losing all of his memory and having a completely different quirk, all of that is devastating. And that is the fate of Shirakumo. It terrifies me for sure. But it's an important aspect of this story. It really shows something that Horikoshi actually said in one of the earlier volumes, back when he started the villain arc, that he didn't want to do character pages for the villains as a way to keep them a bit more mysterious and stuff like that. And I think that it was around this time that he realized, I want to do something. I want to do something that is going to be really, really heart-wrenching. But I want to do it specially. He kind of gave a little bit of a hint a few chapters or a few volumes ago for My Hero Academia about Shirakumo. And it was in those moments that I was realizing, oh my gosh, that's important. And yeah, it really, really is. To know that all of this, within these chapters and within these volumes, was something that Horikoshi knew was going to be important. But he chose to do it in such an amazing way by telling the fans, hey, go read Vigilantes for the longest time. And then he realized that this would actually be the best way to actually get the fans to go read it, because that would be how people would find out exactly how Shirakumo died. It hurts me a lot to see this, But it also warms my heart to know that this series is not over. And when, through reading this volume, it also reminded me that even if things seem like they're about to end in Vigilantes, it's clear to me through rereading this volume that the story isn't done. Even if it looks like things are going to end badly for the series, it's not over. Koichi is still fine, and the series will likely continue once this story is done. Unfortunately, we'll just have to wait, though, and see what's going to be coming soon. Obviously, soon we have the next chapter of Vigilantes and the conclusion of the past arc. And soon we will be getting the conclusion to the number 6 arc. The arc that started just a few volumes ago. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this volume down in the comments below. Let me know what you think is going to be happening with Shirakumo / Kurogiri in future volumes of My Hero Academia. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts and theories, of course, and leave them down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure to say theory review so we can talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you are new, please subscribe and ring that notification bell, because only about 16% of you guys are actually subscribed. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, like I said, and if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all of our links down there, including our social medias and ways that you can support us financially, including our Patreon, which a big thank you to our current patron, Sheeny. But anyways, guys, I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys in the next video. But on!